All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Monday Night YouTube Live. Obviously, if you're here live and you know how to operate a clock, you'll realize this. But if you're, we upload these for viewing after the fact. If you're not here live, for the foreseeable future, especially for summer, we've moved the Monday Night Live to 7 p.m. and I might have to sneeze. Give me 1 second to try and defeat the sneeze. All right, I think I'm good. Okay, so anyway, sorry. I successfully defeated the sneeze. That being said, 7 p.m. for the foreseeable future. So again, if you're here live, you know that. You probably got the notification. If you're not here live, okay, especially like on YouTube, ring the bell. Because the nice thing is if you ring the bell on YouTube, it'll notify you. Now, I think like Facebook and Twitter, I don't think they really have a notify function, but the app probably told you. So anyway, do that. Be here, next Monday at 7 p.m. Again, for at least the summer, maybe forever, we're doing 7 p.m. Some other stuff I want to talk to you about. The Instagram Live, okay? Man, it has, it's funny. I've been doing the Instagram Live for, every day on the Instagram Live, every day for, I think, 3 months or so now. And, I know it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But broke 600 people live this morning on Instagram Live. I've been bumping up against the high 500s for like a couple weeks. So thank you to everyone that's on that Instagram. Go to Instagram.com/stocks to trade, or my team dropped the link in chat too. So keep in mind that the cool thing is, thanks to you guys and gals, okay, guys and gals, you folks. All of you folks out there. We've really been growing these lives, and because of that, I've got the team helping me. So anytime I mention a link to anything, they're rapid fire, they nail it, they drop those links in. So 8:30 Eastern every single day, every day. Nailed VXRT last week. Nailed WKHS this morning. I mean, WKHS was on the Sunday watch list. And we nailed that $12 break. And I even talked about a $12.50 break on WKHS, which both of them worked as it proceeded to go to $15.50. Last couple things, and then we'll get to work on the watch list. We are going to have a sale for Independence Day. I don't have a link yet, but if you're looking, to check out stuff like ODDA, stuff like the breaking news chat, just keep an eye on all of our social media over the next few days. I hope, I'm not a website guy, but I hope the site will be, or the sale site will be posted by tomorrow. But again, here's the thing: if you've been on the fence, if you've been thinking about Oracle Daily Alerts, or you've been thinking about stocks to trade, or you've been thinking about the breaking news, keep an eye on social media this week, because we will have that sale. I don't know exactly when it will be announced, but this week. Then last thing, and then we'll get to work, and I can throw my notes. That was a pathetic throw. I can throw my notes away. That was better. Just a friendly reminder, we are celebrating Independence Day on Saturday. The markets are closed on Friday in observance of Independence Day. So just as you're planning your week, especially, I always like to bring this up, because especially if you're like swing trading, if you're holding stuff for days or weeks, it's always nice to know the days the market are closed. Because the market's only closed, 4 days a year, I think. Memorial Day, Labor Day, Christmas, New Year's, 4th. Like 5 days, MLK Day. So, so only a handful of days were closed. So I do just want to remind you of that, because of the fact that, as you're planning your week. All right, let's get to work. So what we're talking about, I always like to introduce, is the weekly watch list. The link's in chat. It's free. Get on it. If you're not on the weekly watch list, what, my friends? If you're not on the weekly watch list, what are you doing with your life? That's what I want to know. That was my little John impersonation. What? Anyway, I&O. So we talked about this. I mean, this has been one of the strongest all last week. Beautiful trending stock all last week, and I don't get it. Okay, I know I rant on this a lot, but people just keep trying to guess the top on this stock. I mean, I don't understand why people try and short 52-week highs. I mean, I know I kind of go on these short seller rants a lot on these. Listen, shorting is a very viable strategy. Shorting the right stock, okay? Shorting first red days, shorting pump and dumps, that might be one of the highest probability short or trading strategies out there. You want to know what isn't? You want to know what is the exact opposite of a high probability trading strategy? Trying to guess the top in one of the strongest stocks in the market that's trading 100 million shares a day, that's hitting 52-week highs. I mean, you're just going to get burned and burned and burned and burned. And then, here's the thing, when you're trying to guess tops, what happens is you get burned, you get burned, you get burned, then the stock cracks. You know, it's Murphy's Law for short sellers. You know, when you're early, you just lose, and then you give up. You know, the fifth day, you're like, I&O's never going red. That's the day it cracks. Here's a tip, okay? I was a 90% short seller for the first 10 years of my career. I learned a lesson in 2016, okay? The market changed in 2016, my friends. And you can argue against me if you want. It changed. But here's a tip. Wait for the first red day. Okay? Wait for fading price action. Wait for fading volume, fading price action. Wait for the buyers to leave. Quit trying to guess tops. That being said, everybody's trying to guess the top on I&O. Why does it keep going red to green every single day? Because everyone's early. So anyway, if you're on the watch list, I said keep an eye on new highs on this. It didn't hit new highs today, but it came close. Came real close. So as I always like to say, remember the weekly watch list is a weekly watch list. All right? Very encouraging to me that I&O went green today after gapping down, ground all the way back, and closed at the high of the day. And I'll move on. I'm sure you guys are done with this rant. Move on, Tim. Move on. But I'm telling you, why did I&O close at the high of the day after opening red? Quick quiz. And I'm not going to wait for you to answer. Short sellers. That's why I&O gaps down, grinds back, and then closes at the high of the day. I'll move on. Watch new highs. Number 2 on the watch list was ANY. Really, the volume came out. This is still a watch. I mean, it closed. Well, it didn't close green. It gapped up in after hours a little bit. You know, I do the watch list on the weekend. Okay, I'm looking for stocks that close strong on Friday. ANY closed strong. I mean, look at it. Broke out on Friday, closed at the high of the day. But what I was hoping for with ANY, what I really wanted, was a press release. You know, here's the thing. ANY had earnings. If they were smart, I mean, if you announce earnings on Friday and you hit 52-week highs, come on, penny stock. What do you do? What do you do, Mr. Penny Stock? I don't care if you announce that you painted your office. I don't care if you announce that you mowed the lawn in front of the office. You had earnings, you had a breakout, You come in on Monday morning and you put out the PR. They didn't. Hence the fading value. Now, still at 52s, still closed green. Well, it didn't close green. It's green in after hours. But closed at basically 3. This is one to keep an eye on. Now, full disclosure, I don't have a ton of hope for ANY because they screwed up. They screwed up. They had a short week. They had earnings. Market was strong today. They didn't do the PR. Morons. Spotify just keeps on going red to green. Higher price stock. I've said it over and over and over and over again. You know, Joe Rogan, Kim Kardashian. I think we're going back to the pay model. All my notes, all my thoughts on Spotify for the last 3 weeks are the same. When it broke 200, they signed Rogan. I'm like, Spotify's it. And it just goes red to green every day. Every day. So, higher priced, I get it, but beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, maybe the most beautiful stock in, well, I hate to say better than the virus plays. I mean, the virus plays were not amazing, but WKHS, were you here last Monday night? Were you? Were you here last Monday night, or were you out doing who knows what else? Not learning about trade. I actually ripped my sheet. I was so excited I ripped it on accident. If you were here last week, I gave you on a silver platter on the Monday Night Live this swing trade idea on WKHS at 6. $6 a share. What is WKHS currently trading at in after hours? Can anybody tell me? Even though it's on your screen, it's like an open book test. And if you're wondering where to get these sheets, how to fill them out, etc., check out the Steady Trade team, okay? I did 3 live webinars today with the small group in the Steady Trade team. We did a sheet just like this. You know what? I'm not going to show you. I'm going to hide them. Because I don't think you guys took the sheet seriously last week on BLNK. So this week, I'm not going to show them to you. I'll tell you the tickers. BLNK and plug. 2 more electric car plays. Anyway, WKHS in the Steady Trade team live webinar. We talked about a $12, $12.50 break. Basically a dip and rip setup. Went from, never touched the stop until late in the afternoon. There was $3 of upside on WKHS. And WKHS is in play tomorrow. I mean, it's 7:15 p.m. and this thing's, 12 cents from the high of day. Dip and rip tomorrow. So WKHS was the play of the day. So beautiful. And again, get in the Steady Trade team. I spent 45 minutes this morning talking about WKHS when it was at 12. A week ago, talked about WKHS at 6. You think you want to take either of those trades? Are either of those attractive to you? WKHS at 6 a week ago, or WKHS at 12.50 this morning? Either of them interesting? VXRT was the one stinker so far. Now I will say this: VXRT was the short squeeze du jour, as I like to call it. Ultimately didn't pan out, but I mean it did gap up to 11.30 in pre-market. But this was the stinker of the day. Now I do want to make this point before I move on to Q&A. How many times have we seen these big gainers come back to from the dead into the end of the week? So, okay, can't nail them all every week. VXRT is officially the stinker of the week so far. But if this thing can reclaim into the end of the week, we got a short week, we got a 3-day weekend. don't forget about VXRT. So, all right. What are the best patterns to trade in Power Hour, VWAP, hold, high of daybreak? Easy. Carlos, great question, but it might be the easiest question I have ever answered on one of these Q&As. Okay. Now, Carlos, you might not know what a VWAP, hold, high of daybreak is, but I'm telling you, Carlos, I don't know if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter. Go to the Stocks to Trade YouTube. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, you're already there. But if you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Twitch, go to YouTube, search for Stocks to Trade, watch. I mean, there's hundreds of videos out there. Okay, so and I talk about that VWAP, hold, high of daybreak pattern there's probably 20 videos on that setup. So, sorry about the noise. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but I live near a lake, and there a bunch of float planes. You know, the float planes, they like to touch and go on this lake, and the approach is like right over my office. So anyway, if you heard that noise, it was a float plane. It was not the float plane from Fantasy Island, though. It was not D plane. It was A plane. I don't know if that joke worked. Is anyone old enough? Am I the only one old enough to recognize a Fantasy Island joke? I'm probably the only one old enough. Anyway, do you use level 2 on Nasdaqs? Yes, but to a limited extent. What are your thoughts? So first part of the question is level 2 on Nasdaqs. I do use level 2 on Nasdaqs, but to a limited extent. There's so many games. Okay, when you're looking at the level 2 on a liquid Nasdaq stock, you've got spoofing, you got people, you got HFTs, you got algos. So I always watch level 2, but I primarily trade liquid Nasdaqs, and I'm telling you, you're gonna have a hard time recognizing anything on a, like WKHS. What did it trade? 120 million? Yeah, 127 million shares. I'm telling you, and this is just my advice, if you're on a liquid Nasdaq like WKHS trading 127 million shares, if you're trying to spot a pattern in the level 2, good luck, because you're on more Adderall than I am. And I'm not on any Adderall. Okay? So, number one, this is not medical advice. But if you're on like a bottle of Adderall, maybe you can spot a pattern on a level 2 on a Nasdaq level 2, but you're going to struggle. OTCs, different story. Okay? So if you're trading OTCs, you can see big bidders and big sellers on an OTC. Nasdaq's, pop your Adderall. Not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. Are around holidays better trading? Mitch, I would say this. In the olden days, okay? So, Mitch, in the olden days, before the stay-at-home order, back when we didn't have electricity, we didn't have indoor plumbing, we were going around and on horseback, 5 months ago, the answer would be yes, Mitch, about holiday trading. Since the stay-at-home order has come down, since everyone is day trading, Mitch, I don't see how it can get any wilder. I mean, I really don't know. Okay. Now, will it be even wilder? Maybe. But remember the idea behind holidays being busy. So, actually, I like this question, Mitch. The concept behind holidays being busier is everyone's home from work and looking to day trade. What do we got right now? What do we got right now? I mean, I know a lot of people are going back to work, but there's still a lot of people that are working from home. Still a lot of people that can't go back to work. So that's the idea behind holiday trading, is you just got more degenerate gamblers. But post shutdown, post stay at home order, I don't know how we can possibly get more degenerate gamblers than we have right now. So good question, Mitch. I don't expect it to be any different this week. Simply because we're on crazy madness levels. How to spot stock sympathy plays on the move, Chewy. Obviously I'm biased, okay? I mean, listen, you're on the Stocks to Trade YouTube channel or the Facebook channel or whatever. I'm biased. How do you spot sympathy plays? We've got all kinds of tools in Stocks to Trade. We got the related tab. We got screeners to search for similar sectors, similar industries. So, Chewy, listen, if you want in my opinion, the best way to spot sympathy plays, get Stocks to Trade. We got 6 different ways to do it. So, what can I say? Can we talk about VXRT? Go, Brian. VXRT is dead. Dead. Until it gets another PR. Okay? If it gets another PR, different story. What do you think about LCA? This is gapping up in after hours, right? LCA. Is this another SPAC? Ugh! We got so many of these. I don't know. Is it a SPAC? Lancadia Holdings. So, guys, keep it SSP. So, SPAC. Special Purpose Acquisition Company. Okay? Now, I don't know if Lancadia is one. It just looks like it. So, let me search here. Oh, what? WTER? These guys grabbed waiter? Ooh. Ooh. No, not water. Dang it. What's waiter? What's the ticker? WTRH. Tilly. My man. Tilly, thank you. I did not see this. LCA. So again, I'm going to move on. I want NKLA, SPAC. We had another one today. What was the one this morning? SSS, SHLL. Guys, one more time. Steady Trade Team. I write everything, all these ideas, all these notes, everything I talk about in webinars, I write it all down. I got 2 pages of notes from this morning. I got links. I got resources. I got chart patterns. I got trade ideas. We talked about SPACs this morning. Right there, SHLL, SPAC with electric car news. Okay, I posted that at like 8 a.m. What did SHLL do the rest of the day? Oh, gee, only went from 26 at 8 a.m. to 34. Okay, so my man Tilly Trader, I owe you a favor for LCA/WTRH. Definitely one to watch tomorrow is what I'm getting at. Because SPACs have been hot. Beautiful. Thank you, Tilly Trader. My man. For WKHS, do you buy on the break or wait for a dip back to the break after it's gone through already? I think, we talked about that 1250 break this morning. And here's why, Martin or Jim. Why do you just hammer the breakout on something like WKHS? Volume. Okay, the volume was there. And it's a hot sector. And it's a breakout. And they had news. Okay? This is another rant I go on frequently. When people will come at me and they'll be like, buying breakouts doesn't work. And I'm like, and after I deeply inhale, I say buying any breakout doesn't work. Okay? You don't just run a 52-week scan and buy any stock that hits a new 52. But when you've got something like WKHS that's been trading 50, 100 million shares a day, it's been a breakout every day. It's pushed the high of the day every day. It's in a hot sector. They have news. I mean, when all of those things are combined, then yeah, you hammer the high of the day. Yeah, you hammer the previous day's high. Yeah, you hammer the breakout. But you don't do that on some stock that's barely trading any volume, that's not in a hot sector, and it's just it's boring. But when you combine everything that WKHS had, yeah, you buy that breakout. Quite a few people asking about Solo. Electric cars are my favorite sector. It's got to break 260 tomorrow. So a lot of you guys are asking about Solo. As of right now, we've got look at this. And I'll finish on Solo. What do you guys see? Okay? Now, I know a lot of you might not be really up to date on technical analysis, and that's why I'm here, to help you teach or help you learn. But look at those. Somebody type it in chat. How many times has Solo failed on 260 in the last year? Somebody add it up. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Counting today, I see 8 times. 8 times in the last year, Solo has failed to break 260. So what's that tell you? You gotta see this thing really push through 260 on big volume, which we had today, and then you got to risk a 260 fail. So that's the plan for tomorrow. I love Solo, by the way, even though their car is stupid looking. I'm very bullish electrical vehicles, but go look at Solo's car. And if you want to laugh tonight, look up Solo's car, because it's amusing. That being said, it's the hottest hot sector right now. So wait for a 260 break on high volume, and then stop out on a 260 fail. So, all right. Thank you again, everyone. Good stuff tonight. And I know I don't get to nearly as many questions as I want to. But here's the thing. I'm here every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. The podcast is free, steadytrade.com. Free on your iPod, on your Android. The Watchlist is free. I'm on Instagram Live every single day at 8:30. Okay? So I get it. I can't, the awesome thing is we're really growing this, which I love, but I can't get to every question. But I'm here for you, folks. Every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Podcast every Tuesday. Watch list every Sunday. Check out the Steady Trade team if you want to see 2 or 3 webinars a day. And I'm live every day on Instagram at 8:30 Eastern. I won't go on my every Monday night. I usually end on some sort of golden age rant, but I think I've said it all. So we live in the greatest time in history. We're going into Independence Day. You guys know I'm unapologetically patriotic. Okay, I think the greatest thing about America is freedom of speech. Freedom of thought, freedom of markets. Oh yeah. We got the greatest stock market in the world. Independence Day this weekend. Have a great weekend. And I guess that's all there is to say. We'll see you next time. Great questions tonight. All right, everyone. Have a great night.